Hello folks, I'm Headley, another fat bearded man talking about records. And this video is a response video. It's a response video to a video that James Buttery made. There's James Buttery on his channel, Buttery Digs, that he did well over a year ago. And it was he called it Show Your Sets. And I'm not sure if anyone else jumped on it. I mean, I'm not exactly jumping on it. I mean, I've hunted it down, traipsed behind it for about a year, finally got on board. But about those sort of collections of records that are put out in volumes that you have to you find one in a record shop, volume 5, and you end up having to get volumes 1 through to whatever it goes to, because you're a completist and you need those things and you like a set, a complete volume. So he had just completed a set, and it kind of prompted him to make the video. So I thought I would do the same because I've just completed a set, and I've picked up this record, which is London Is the Place for Me. This is volume 8 of only 8. So that's the last one. And I'll come back to this one, but I'll run through them. So these are a collection of records that mostly deal with calypso, some jazz, some African sounds from Nigeria, all the sort of stuff that was being produced by the new coming Windrush generation to the UK. And they are absolutely fabulous. Every single one has got a cracking cover and incredible photographs, and not least the music, which is absolutely fabulous. So yeah, I thought I think I might have shown at least one of these once before, but these are put out by Honest John Records. I think Damon Albarn has something to do with those. But yeah, so that's volume 1, and it calls itself Trinidadian Calypso in London, 1950 to 1956.
London is the place for me. London, this lovely city. You can go to France or America, India, Asia or Australia, but you must come back to London City. Well, believe me, I am speaking broad-mindedly. I am glad to know my mother country. I've been traveling to countries years ago, but this the place I wanted to know. London, that's the place for me.
Volume 2, another great photo, and this one's called Calypso and Quaila, High Life and Jazz from Young Black London. Great photos. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I can't say who all the photos are by because they're all by different people. This one's number 3, which is Ambrose Campbell. That hand there is Prince Buster. As you can see on the inside there, that's Prince Buster there. Anyway, so that's kind of Nigerian, in his band, the West African Rhythm Brothers, mostly that type of stuff. So it's absolutely fascinating jazz twinned with that Nigerian twist.
Mo fàjọ bíbẹ̀ yìí òmìnira dé sí wa iṣẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọmọ ló máa ń di bàbá ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ ló ń dọ́gà àhá Èdùmàrè jẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ wa lè tó bàbá kí wọ́n má tẹ̀ láwùjọ gbogbo ayé máa fẹ́ mọ̀ bí Nàìjíríà bá torúkọ wọn jẹ́ gbogbo ayé máa fẹ́ mọ̀ bí Nàìjíríà bá torúkọ wọn jẹ́ wọ́n á rí ìrànwọ́.
Number 4, African Dreams and the Piccadilly High Life. Great photo, look at that one. So that's Latin, jazz, calypso and high life. I like it when they've got the big gatefold photograph. They're wonderful. This one's great. Look at that photo. That is incredible. Mento, calypso, jazz and high life. I had no idea about Mento, and I've discovered it, and I think it's absolutely fabulous.
My boyfriend does some peculiar things, so tell me if this is right. He brings home his favorite instrument and wants to practice it every night. For it's such a big instrument. It's such a big instrument. It's as big as a bed with a knob and a head with a bit sticking out in the front. And what's he playing? For every evening when we're alone, he's teaching me how to play. It's stand up behind it, hold the neck, and use your fingers the proper way. For it's such a big instrument. Yes, it's such a big instrument. It's as big as a bed with a knob and the head with a bit sticking out in the front. What's he playing?
Nearly there. Number 7. This one's calypso, palm wine, mento, Joropo, steel and string band stuff. Great photos. Stop saying great photos. Just show them they're great. And then, like I said, the last one, which I've just recently got, and that's number 8, which is Lord Kitchener, otherwise known as Kitch, who probably one of the biggest names in calypso, but he moved to London briefly and recorded a number of sessions here. So that's Kitch. So yeah, so I'm really pleased to get all of those. Yeah, nice to have a set, isn't it? Okay, so that's a collection I've managed to complete. Well, until they decide to put out a volume 9. But I'm all up for that. But this is an incomplete collection, unfortunately, and it's a collection that I don't think I'll ever get all of them. There's no way, but that's quite freeing. I like the fact that I know that I won't get them all. So if I find more of them, that's great. So it's not going to be some sort of holy grail quest for me, and that is a collection I came across on a label called New World Records. This is one of them. New World Records was set up in 1975 with a grant from the Rockefeller Foundation to create 100 culturally important American music albums that could be sent out to education establishments, schools, universities and libraries, and I think some went further afield, and they were produced free for those establishments because of the grant. I think there were other ones that you could buy that were, I think, at cost, so they weren't expensive records to buy. But yeah, so it started in 75. They completed the 100 by 78. So, for example, this one's from 1977. And the thing that's great about these is they always come with copious notes, pages of stuff to read, which for me, I just gobble that up. I love that. It's brilliant. So you can feel like you're learning something as well, you know. This one's great. This is country music, South and West. So it's got both kinds of country and Western. So it's Jimmy Rogers, Carter Family, Gene Autry, Blue Sky Boys. So that's a great one. And I love the picture on the cover. That's a Grant Wood. Is it an etching? I don't know. Grant Wood, who's probably most famous for doing the American Gothic painting. So that one's there. So I've got a few of these. So this is Going Down the Valley, vocal instrumental styles in folk music from the South. So this is mostly string band music. Another nice cover. Yeah, so it's all stuff like songs that you probably know, like Cotton Eye Joe, Little Maggie, Old Joe Clark. So classic sort of stuff. Not any. Oh, you got the Stoneman Family, Uncle Dave Macon on there. This is a bit more stripped down. That's My Rabbit. My Dog Caught It. Traditional Southern instrumental styles. So this is far more stripped down. You've got fiddle and jaw harp, guitar, banjo. But yeah, really nice stuff. And it's sort of an exploration of the kind of instrumental music that was being played at, I suppose, in the 1920s and 30s, really.
Oh, come, little thing, let me tell you what I think. Been a long time making up your mind. What are you do think? You're a pretty little thing that ever the sunshine on.
And then the last of the sort of country tinged ones I've got is the Hills and Home 30 Years of Bluegrass, which kind of does what it says on the tin, really. It's got a great photo inside of Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys. Oh, actually, maybe it's... no, it is, yeah. But yeah, so absolutely cracking, all of those. I'm not sure if there are any more country ones that I haven't got, but there are other ones I do have, and they're of a more religious nature. And this one is the first. It's Make a Joyful Noise, and it's mainstreams and backwaters of American psalmody. Psalmody? Yeah, psalmody. And 1770 to 1840. Now, this is really interesting. This is the first music that was composed in America. This is the New England School of Music, which I might do something about in a future video, if you're very lucky, because everyone needs to know about the first New England School of Music. But yeah, religious stuff. It was all created by amateur composers. They were often teachers or lawyers, doctors, and they on the side they would make music in the choral style, but it had a very folky kind of bent to it, and it turned into the Sacred Harp singing. So I've got this one, the White Spirituals from the Sacred Harp, the Alabama Sacred Harp Convention. So yeah, I love a bit of Sacred Harp. Again, that's a video that I do plan to make at some point. But yeah, these are all great, and it's full of all the information about the cultural, the history of it, and how it came about. Gospel Ship, Baptist Hymns and White Spirituals from the Southern Mountains. This is where it gets a bit more rural and a bit more taken by the people. So, might hear things in church and then they go and play them outside, or they record their own, they write their own religious material. you know, accompanied by banjo and guitar and things like that. Absolutely wonderful stuff. And then the final one I've got is this one, which is Bright in the Corner Where You Are, black and white urban hymnody. Hymnody, good picture, isn't it? Look at that. That's a bit of a fire and brimstone preacher, isn't it? So this is split. The first half is the black artists. We've got the Fairfield Four, Sister Rosetta Tharpe is on here, the Soul Steerers. And on the B side is the White Baptists, and that's all sort of recorded in the congregations in churches. So you get a lot of the what's the word I'm after, the lessons, or that's I suppose, as well as the music, and it's all the sort of the congregations sing along. So obviously I don't have any of the jazz ones, I don't have any of the classical ones. I suppose you could call that Make a Joyful Noise, Noise, Noi, that's another band. You could be different. Now, just before I go, I've got another one that I haven't got much of, and that's the Topic music, folk music sampler set. And I think there's something like 12 of these. And they're great because they've got all the sort of Topic artists like the Watersons, Ewan McCall, Anne Briggs. They all turn up on these. And that's number 2, is it? Yeah. I kind of picked these up, and that's an Irish kind of sampler of stuff that they've put out on the Topic label. Then I've got number 6. That's a collection of ballads and broadsides. And then the final one I've got is number 8. That just didn't really call it anything. English garlands, I suppose, English themed folk music. And of course, you might have noticed a problem with these. These two don't really match. That's because there are 2 versions. Each of the 12 volumes or 8 volumes, there are 2 versions, and these are from 2 different pressings. So that's, for my sort of OCD collecting, that's annoying, but hey, I can live with it. I'm quite happy to just get all of the records. Anyway, I've got enough. So those are just some sets of records. I don't know if anyone followed up James with his. I didn't see any more. But if anyone wants to show your sets, please, that'd be great. So until I see you again, bye-bye for now.
Oh, the snow, it melts the soonest when the winds begin to sing, and the corn, it ripens fastest when the frosts are setting in. And when a young man tells me that me face he'll soon forget, before we part I'd better crown, he'd be fain to follow it yet. Oh, the snow, it melts the soonest when the winds begin to sing, and the swallow skims without a thought as long as it is spring. But when spring